And you got the President of the United States this morning tweeting that the Second Amendment will never be repealed. We must have more Who's calling for a repeal of the Second Amendment?
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Liberal Expression, where despite a week in which a multitude of people said that they want to repeal the Second Amendment, the liberal media is assuring us that that's not at all what they said.
And you got the President of the United States this morning tweeting that the Second Amendment will never be repealed. We must have more Who's calling for a repeal of the Second Amendment? Who's calling for it?
Justice Stevens did. But
he did not. It was in the context of a conversation about the fastest route to legal change.
Unless, of course, you actually read Justice Stevens' op-ed. The demonstrators should seek more effective and more lasting reform. They should demand a repeal of the Second Amendment. Well, it seems like an apple of a fact there, CNN, but, go ahead, call it a banana, because sometimes you like to do that.
When I was interviewing David Hogg only 10 days after the massacre, there were a few times I wanted to jump in and say, let's correct that fact.
That's so interesting.
Let's make sure we're more. And one of the times I did, and other times I did not. And, there's always that balance.
A balance of facts and non-facts that fit your agenda, especially when you're dealing with protesting students.
If you criticize some of what they're saying, then all of a sudden you're the bad guy. But
you are the bad guy.
No,
yes, you are.
They give them a platform, they put them on TV, but disagree with anything they have to say, and you're the bad guy. You don't even think about criticizing the press themselves, because then you're like Mussolini.
He actually talked about the fake media. He got people booing. The booing is getting stronger by the day whenever he goes out there and whips up like it's a Mussolini rally. And yes, that's what I said.
Yes, that is what you said. And that's a very important thing to liberal journalists when covering the news. They like what they have to say. Like when the president replaces the head of the VA with Dr. Ronnie Jackson.
He knows him. He likes him. He travels with him. Since when does that equate with run 377,000 people, hundreds of billions of dollars is going to flow through that thing, and we know that it has been failing at its mission for generations.
So maybe all that failure shows it might be time to change leadership? Yeah, don't let the reasons for the VA change distract you from what's important.
Oh gosh, guys. What's today? Is it Wednesday?
It's just, I think so, Wednesday.
We got 2 more days of this.
That's right.
Maybe 4, 5, the rest of our lives. Who knows? Jonathan, Michelle, and Michael, stay with us. We'll be right back with one of the stories the president may be trying to distract us from. One of the many, Stormy Daniels.
That's the real issue that deserves lots of airtime. Stormy Daniels, I mean, that is the biggest White House scandal we've seen since Paula Jones' allegations against then-President Bill Clinton. And we all remember that nonstop coverage.
Some sleazy woman with big hair coming out of the trailer park.
Wait a minute.
I think she's a dubious witness. I really do.
We've got an awful lot to talk about this week, including the sexual harassment suit against the president. Of course, in that one, it's tough to figure out who's really being harassed.
Sam not trying to hurt the president? Does she say that with a straight face? Why does anyone care what this woman has to say?
Seems like the media might have handled that one a little differently. Maybe. I'm Eric Shiner from MRC-TV, and I'll see you again with more wackiness next week.